hello, hello. Welcome to LadyGang. Quickie. It's a quickie.
It's quick.
I'm Becca here with Jack and Kelty, and we're all bundled up.
Yep.
With cozy blankies.
First of all, I love that we're in, this is like the little love sack blanket and it has a little foot sack, but we didn't like put it together.
Yeah.
We put it ourselves separately. But wouldn't it be cool to make a sleeping bag that has your own bag, but you're connected to your friend?
Oh,
No.
like your own little section?
Yeah.
No.
Why not you just put sleeping bags next to each other?
Whatever. Okay, fine. And the second thing I want to tell you is that, not an ad. Did you get this?
I bought that too off TikTok.
Oh, I got it in a PR kit.
You did?
What is it?
I got. Do you need more? Because I got every shade.
What is it?
No,
It's called the NYX Duck Plump.
You pronounce it Nix. I just
Nix?
realized that at the
I got
Super
it.
Bowl.
I saved 2 colors and then I put the rest. But this one's called Clearly Spicy. Do you like a try?
Yeah, sometimes.
Dude, you feel the shit
Is
immediately.
burning.
Immediately burning.
Are my lips looking bigger?
Yeah.
Juicy.
Okay, try it.
I want to use a little bit on top of this. Like you can
It
feel
literally
the burn.
has a label that says extreme sensation.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is an extreme sensation.
Dude, Jared loves when I wear these, the like plumper things.
Yeah.
Like he always wants a kiss because like
he
it's like a
likes it?
slight plump. Yeah. And he's like, how are my lips looking?
Oh my God.
Get it, Jared. Okay, so today, this episode is post Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
We are just talking about the tough love lessons that we've learned about love.
Mm-hmm.
And we asked our Lady Gang community to leave us voice messages. I have not listened to these. We're going to go through them and respond and see, what our girl has learned about love, which I'm very excited. And then we'll share our hot topics, our hot takes on love. Let me go in here. Okay. Are you ready? Oh, well, someone wrote one before we play it.
Okay.
Lisa says, sometimes you're the other woman and you don't know until the other chick shows up more than a year after you started seeing the guy.
Oh my God.
Ouch. Okay, we're looking more for like advice on
That's
things
not a
you've
lesson,
learned.
but that
feels like
sucks.
that feels like Lisa's life. Lisa, sorry about that.
So at least you found out,
I know.
Okay.
Better now than in like 10 years.
Totally. Okay, here we go.
This is Christy from South Carolina, and I think that a hard truth about love is that it isn't a romantic comedy or a Hallmark movie, that it's work. It takes work, and it takes a lot of work. People who aren't willing to put that work in tend to be dissatisfied in their marriages. Love doesn't mean that it's rainbows and puppies every single day. Sometimes it's disdain and even what may seem like hatred. But you have to continue to put that work in because the next day it may be rainbows and puppies. You just never know.
Ugh, I love a Southern accent.
Disdain and hatred.
She said disdain.
Oh my
And
God.
I've never felt more seen.
I haven't gotten to the disdain part yet.
Oh, just
I'm
you
sure it's coming.
wait.
I'm sure it's coming.
Just you wait. I actually just last night had a conversation with Zach in bed because I was like, we have gone weeks now where the only time we talk to each other is to discuss logistics.
Yeah.
Just logistics, straight up. Neither one of us has asked each other, like, how are you doing? How's work going? What's the latest?
What's new?
Nothing.
Yeah.
And I said to him, and he is a little bit naive where he thinks it just happens. Like the magic of a relationship is just always going to be there,
Yeah.
the sparkle. And I said to him, and it was like it was the first time he heard this, where I said, you actually have to keep working. Like this is this is the age-old tale about how relationships take work. And to like remain connected, we're going to have to continue to make it work like that. It was as if he was a brand new baby into the world, and it was the first time. It blew his mind. So yeah, you don't really realize when you get married, like you think you know, but you really have no idea how every single day you kind of have to make an effort.
Yeah.
Or you start hating them too much.
I had this happen to me actually last night, which is crazy that this disdain conversation, and it's not disdain, but I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race and then I was like on my phone and like I have the whole day, I worked all day. I've looked at my phone all day. And then Chris came home from work and he was like, by the way, you only listen to every third thing I say. And then I was like, okay, I put my phone down and I walked in the kitchen and I just stared at him and I was like, how was your day? And I mean, it's like, it's so sad that I had to do that.
Yeah.
But like, I think both of us, we usually do our like cultural relationship reset in December when we go on a big trip. And because our trip was amazing, but also at a Disneyland, I don't think we had that like sexy, like real connection. We always come back from those trips being like, oh my God, let's do this for another year.
Yeah.
And I just feel like very unconnected. And so you'll actually be proud of me this weekend. I'm going on my anniversary trip. Remember how he gave me the cards?
Yeah.
So for people who haven't listened, he gave me these cards being like, give me 3 days and I'm going to take you. And then once I go on this trip, I get to open card number 2. That was in August. It's now February.
Yeah.
7 months later, I finally gave him this weekend. I have no idea. He's like, just be ready to go Friday morning and we're going to go. Yeah. So I'm hoping this weekend is like a reset, but like I have not been trying for a long time.
Yeah.
And I feel very guilty about that because he's such a good man and he does really try and he constantly does nice things for me. And I just haven't been trying. So Krista, thank you. Because he probably has a disdain for Keltie.
Well, like I said, I haven't gotten to the disdain phase yet. Like I know it's coming at some point and I'm also not a mom. So like our lives aren't as crazy. But like the thing with me and Jared, it's like, I have to, like, when I'm like lacking connection, I'm like, we need to go out to dinner and like sit and look at each other and have like, that's how I decompress. That's how I feel connection. I'm like, I can't do this while sitting on the couch with you and like having the same sort of a connection. You need like something like around that to just kind of get it back. I don't know. But that's why I love date nights. Cause I'm like, I like need them for my soul and like for our relationship.
My lips feel like I just put them in hot sauce.
I know.
It's a different sensation
than like the Too Faced one.
Yeah, it just feels like when you've eaten spicy food.
Okay, here's Cassandra.
It's on my tongue.
Hi, Lady Gang. The hardest part about love from me, after 10 years of marriage and 15 years with my husband, the hardest part about love is that love by itself is never going to be enough. And it took me a long time to recognize, realize, and accept that. And I think it's because it comes in waves. And when the waves are big, it's powerful and it's passionate and it's wonderful. But the waves always crash, always. And so it's the time and space in between the waves when you have to be very committed to love, even though you don't feel its presence. So the hardest part of love for me is commitment to love when love is not present.
Oh my gosh, that was poetic.
We have too many smart women.
No kidding, right? Oh, someone wanted to talk about your hemorrhoids.
Always. Was she Canadian,
Thank you,
by the way?
Jennifer. That girl? I have no idea. Did she have a Canadian accent?
A little bit.
A boot.
Okay. This is Chloe. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hi, Lady Gang. My hard truth about love is I just got out of a 6-year relationship. I lived with the person for 4 years, and I really thought that we would end up together. I think my hard truth that I have really come to accept and embrace is that just because someone is in your life for a long time and you thought that maybe you would end up together doesn't mean that it wasn't still a wonderful time in your life. It wasn't a waste of time. It's not a waste of living with somebody, and it's not a waste because you didn't get engaged or have babies. You can still appreciate the time that you had with somebody, the years that you were together, and move on and start anew with your life. That's what I'm attempting to do, living on my own for the first time in 4 years. Thank you, Lady Gang. Your episodes always get me through and make me laugh. I love you all.
Aww.
Well, it's crazy between me and Jared. So he was in a relationship for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like 10 years, his whole 20s.
Yeah.
And then I had like these little 1.5-year relationships. And then I was single in between both of them.
Yeah.
And we learned the same lessons in like completely different ways. And I learned most of my lessons in the last like 1.5 years that I was single before I met Jared. But it's like, if you don't take something out of your experience like that, your relationship like that, it's like, that's what you become an adult and like a human in a sense, but you have to learn it somehow.
I also love her thought of like, you know what? Instead of walking out of these bad relationships being like, that, what a waste of my time. She's crazy or whatever it is. We can just be like, we did the thing. It didn't work out. Well,
what did you learn that you don't want in your next partner?
Right.
Or that you do want? Like, what are qualities that you liked with this last partner that you could see in a different relationship? Or what are the ones that you're like, thank God? I don't have to deal with that, at least. And she didn't have kids.
Yeah. Becca, do you have a hard truth about love?
Well, it was all kind of in the same vein where it's like the butterflies are never going to last unless, well, actually, I remember there being an Oprah episode. We've talked about this.
We should talk about it again because it's so good.
Yeah, where like the physiological thing happening to you that you think is butterflies when you're into a relationship is like an insecure feeling. It's like it's not
like
knowing.
Fear of the unknown.
The fear of the unknown. And so actually chasing the feeling of the butterflies in a long-term relationship is sometimes not even possible.
Yeah.
Because if you're in a secure, loving relationship, then that's good. And then if you are having those in a relationship, sometimes it's because somebody's feeling you're not feeling as connected to your partner, or you're feeling like you could lose the person and not know if they're going to be sticking around. So like the butterflies, it's such a bummer too, that like,
because butterflies feel so good.
Yes. I'm like, I'm never going to be like ever again, like, and like, that's
you only have, my biggest butterflies have always been with people that like, I don't think I'm good enough for them. I don't know if they like me. I think that they're going to leave me. Like they were never, I mean, I have butterflies with Jared, but it's in a different way. It's in like, he loves me so much.
Right.
way.
Like I sleep so soundly with Chris because I'm safe. Yeah. But like, I do miss, it was so funny. I was like listening, Matt Nathanson sent me one of the new songs on his new record. and I just was like, oh, and the song is beautiful, but I was like, I will never listen to an album in like the throes of emotions at 2 a.m., unable to sleep, wanting to like write out the lyrics because I feel them so deeply, like ever again, because I'm so safe. Like, good or bad, I'm safe. But you're right, that like anxiety of like not sleeping and feeling like, oh my God, like it's so exciting. And then when he does pick you,
or when like he texts you finally and you're just like, get that jolt of like serotonin.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm never going to feel that again. Thank God. But at the same time, you're like, meh.
There is like a nostalgia about butterflies though. Yeah. Like I look back and I'm like, even about being single and going on first dates, I'm like, it's so fun and exciting. And I'm like, I was miserable doing that.
Right.
Miserable.
Right.
But it's like you're looking back at it with like rose colored glasses and you're like, it was so like fun and exciting, but it's really just like horrible.
But even like with great relationships that I've had, they've started off with like the butterflies because you don't know what the future is. Like you don't know if they're going to drop your ass. And I think that's also why culturally everyone is obsessed with Taylor Swift's relationship with Travis Kelce.
Because it's the butterflies.
Because they are on full display of the brand new...
The cocaine.
Yeah, the cocaine brain.
Cocaine phase.
Where it's like...
They're obsessed with each other.
I literally watched her like arm in arm with his mother. And
that
I
was
like,
very sweet.
I remember having those moments of like being so excited to like be included in the circle of the family. And then the brother and the sister. Like there's all of that that's like so exciting in the beginning. And you just think about it and you're like, if you're lucky, you never feel that ever again. Like, because that means you're staying in your marriage, but you still, I miss it so much to where you look at pictures of people in new relationships or videos or whatever. And you're like, oh God,
that looks fun. That's why everybody's living vicariously.
They love it.
Right. Because you're watching the cocaine stage. Yeah, you're right.
There's this quote, Party Down the show. Yeah. This is like so fucking random, but one of the episodes, they're at somebody's funeral. It was like this old lady's husband's funeral. And like, she was talking to everybody. She's like, love is like a crock pot. Like you want to be like simmering, like on that like low warmth. If you want it to last.
We are not an air fryer.
Don't want to be an air fryer.
Don't be an air fryer.
Last time I air fried my fries, they burnt. Like you want to just be like simmering
too
in
quick
that
and too hot
crock pot.
God, the crock pot of love.
Usually you're making pretty good shit in a crock pot.
It's true. It tastes great.
It's very, but it's comfort food comes in a crock pot.
It's comfort food does come in a crock pot.
Fried food that's going to upset your stomach comes in an air fryer.
That's right.
Bingo.
Yep.
You know what? We just figured out
love is a crock pot.
Love is a crock pot. The new book from the LadyGang.
I'm going to find the video. It's pretty good.
Okay, here we go. This is Melissa.
Hi, ladies. This is Melissa from Toronto. I'm a huge fan. You guys always put a smile on my face, and I would like to throw in a request to come to Toronto next time you guys tour. My hard love truth is, if you fight over a lot of petty things like you don't text me enough or you don't call me enough, that means it's just not meant to be. When you find the one, things will go so much smoother and everything will just work. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.
Melissa.
So true.
It is so true.
Dude, communication styles, it's like you either have it or you don't.
It's very true.
You cannot convince somebody to text you more.
No.
Or to call you more. They're not into you.
Well, that's my tough love. My tough love is they're going to love you or they're not.
Yeah.
And you really, I mean, the lesson, it was so funny. I was with one of the production assistants from E! the other day, and we were together for a long time. She's young. She's 23 in LA for the first time. I'm like, are you dating? What's going on? And she was like, yeah, I just like had a boyfriend and then I'm out of it. And I really, I like to be in a relationship. I was like, stop. I was like, you got to go. And I did the thing. Go to Italy, have a love affair, like which I always do. But I was like, God, I wish I had not spent my 20s and 30s. Well, never mind. My 30s was with Chris. My 20s trying to convince people that if I was successful enough, hot enough, sexy enough, fun enough, outgoing enough, ingoing enough, liked the Star Trek that they liked, that they would love me. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Well, men are very black and white. We've talked about this a million times, but it's like, they're not, unless they're like a sociopath.
Yeah.
Or like narcissist, they're not going to play games. Men don't play games. They're too stupid.
Yeah.
They either like you or they don't.
Yeah.
And you're going to know.
Okay, we have a last one. It came in 3 bites, so let's see what happens, and maybe we'll have to do an edit here. Kelsey Lou.
When it comes to love, you need chemistry and timing. And unfortunately, timing can be a bitch.
Yeah.
If you're seriously considering 2 different relationship options, like not just like flirting around with the idea between 2 people, but like actually thinking about making a hard choice between 2 people for a relationship, go with the second one. If the first one was what you wanted, you wouldn't have paid attention to the second one.
Hold on. Can I see what else she's had to say?
Yeah. She's a wealth of.
Here we go.
If you're having trouble meeting people to get to know or start relationships with, check your environment. It could be that you're in a place where you're not finding the right people, or maybe we're not putting ourselves out there enough, and we should try that out. If you're doing all those things and it's not working, check with your heart, because maybe you're hung up on someone or something that we need to do some work to let go. Maybe that'll free us up to meet someone.
Ooh. Oh, I like that. But I like the first and the second.
I didn't hear what she said at the end of that because I was thinking about the second one so much.
Yeah, the second tip hit me hard.
Yeah, so if you're dating, seriously want to consider dating 2 people, and you don't know which way to go with the second one. Yeah, because if the first one was good enough, you wouldn't have even entertained the second one. That, mind blown. Wow. I've never been in that position to like 2 people enough at once.
So many times.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Not because I'm so popular and men love me, but because I entertained, like I just entertained so many options. Like I was very open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not slutty, but open.
No. I want to reveal something I've never told you before, I think. When I met Chris and we started dating, I went on The Bachelor. No, just kidding. I actually had gone on a few dates with this other guy. Yeah. And Chris took me out on a date, and then other guy took me out on a date while I was went on the first couple dates with Chris.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was dating anyone at the same time. But I never told him that I had gone. And I remember, this is Chris, if you're listening, turn this off, babe. But I went on a date. Right. I went on a date with Chris. He didn't kiss me on our first date. I can't remember. Oh God, I'm a bad person. Anyway, I remember dude number 2, or dude number 1 in this case, took me on a date and kissed me at the end of the date. And when I was kissing him, I was like, what am I doing? I love Chris. Yes. That's how I felt. And I never went out with him again.
That's cute.
I couldn't even stand the kiss. It was like, he was kind of gross anyway, but yeah.
Mine was awful because I was in Las Vegas seeing Celine Dion with this guy.
Oh God.
And I had already gone on a date with another guy that I really loved.
Yeah.
And the whole trip to Vegas was a nightmare.
But you had to go because it was magical. Celine.
I had to go because it was Celine. But then I remember I was instantly what the am I doing? I couldn't get away fast enough. After the show ended, I had to sit through the whole thing. But
I'm going to be entertained.
But
for the show.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's if you're open enough to find that second person, that first one really doesn't have your eye.
No.
Well, I love it. Lady Gang, thank you so much for the very thoughtful, insightful DMs. And if you have any other tough love ideas, please DM us because I will post them when this episode comes up. And, happy Valentine's Day, whether you had a Valentine's or not, you're a hot bitch and everything's going to be fine.
That's right.
Bitch.
And we weren't here for a long time, but we are here for a
good time.